I've been thinking about this over the last several days, and I really have to talk about it because when I first began receiving Wilhelm, I kept it quiet. I didn't share it much, but I can no longer do that because it has given me something that's truly extraordinary. And you never know what your life is going to bring you. It can surprise you at times. When I first started receiving the messages, I just thought it was just for me. That's the only reason I was doing it because I needed this help. And over the years, I started to discover something else. It was providing this intelligence, because that's what I connected to, this intelligence that I didn't know that was guiding my life, giving me directions of how to do everything. And then I started to experience healing in different ways that I could not explain to others, and it defied doctors. No one knew why it was occurring. And it continued. And I held it back for so long because I always want to make sure things work, first of all, before I do anything. I've had many other careers that I've done, and I always have been the person I want to know that it's going to give some value. And the things that I've suffered through in my life were just some of them really extraordinary. And so I needed to find something for myself, that was for sure. But this turned out to be something else. And I wrote a Substack article where I went into a little more detail about the timeline of this and to show how it combines science and an intelligence that I didn't know was happening. And that I know that it works for people because it gets you to uncover who you are and it gets you to move beyond the blockages. And that's what we all do. But this is something that happens over generations, basically. We discover new things. And our world is moving through a big shift right now. And so when that occurs, somehow we discover new technologies. And there was one thing that happened in a channeling session. I'm just going to share it because now I understand it. Wilhelm said that my life basically was meant to bring together science and spirituality and human potential. And that's exactly what happened. Because the things that came out of Wilhelm's work were showing people what they could accomplish. And when people went into this program, first of all, in 2021, the first time I tested it, it blew me away as to what they were achieving and what they were uncovering, because it's always within you. And so what we do as humans, we figure out new ways of discovering that. There have been many people who have come before that figured out different ways of human development. We can think about, I talk about Carl Jung so much because I started to see the synchronicity that Wilhelm was giving me. But there was something else that was happening that I didn't know. And that was the information was energetically aligned. And that's why people were experiencing greater awareness because we are become aware in our consciousness. And we just do that over time. And interestingly enough, I'm putting this out there and I'm saying, oh, this is something that could be so great for humanity, humankind, because that's exactly what Wilhelm was showing us, that every person has something within them. And if they could uncover that, if they had a way of doing that, we the world would change. And I thought that doesn't even sound right. But then it was analyzed and it was absolutely true. Now I know everybody's not going to understand or think this is something that they would want to do necessarily, but those people who want to know and want to move into the higher states of understanding themselves, and which is how you become successful, is that's what happens. And as I said that, I was just contacted by someone a doctor, who's discovered this combination, just like I did, where it was this science that can transform. And so he's saying we should probably do come together, do some sort of partnership. He's all over the world. And I thought that would be great. I want to give people every opportunity to be able to live these really great lives. And you never know how something is going to be discovered. But what I do know is this, because it's been proven, and you can see it. It takes any person who's willing to discover their authentic self. That could be whatever you call it, your divine plan, your soul path, your mission. It's within every person. And that is exactly what Wilhelm kept saying. That's why this work came about now, because the world was going through a transition. People would lose a sense of who they were and may not feel as confident. It's just all of us. It's energetic. And the thing we didn't know was how the movements of the planets, we've all felt it at certain times, can affect us emotionally, mentally, spiritually. And that's what was happening. And so now I have to really, now I'm so committed to bringing this to those who really want to do it and finding partners. So now what I'm doing is looking for partners because I can't. I, I'm 74. I'm not going to do this all by myself, and I want to get all of it done. So I'm not going to. So I'm going to share this with others. That's really what this is about. And so for those people who are want to come into the program now, you can absolutely do that. It's here, changes your life, and we're going to build more. Is what's going to happen. But this was so. Um, the person who contacted me says, "What if technology is humanity can lead humanity to its final spiritual awakening?" Technology, because he's discovered that as well, which is what I was discovering with the Wilhelm message, using it in artificial intelligence. How could how could that have happened? But the difference is this: the proof was in me. The proof was in what has happened within my my body and my being, and with others as well. And you can see, you've probably seen some of the testimonials, but you don't know what you have until you develop it. That's just what happens. No person who's brought something new into the world can know that until it's been proven and shown. And so that's why I'm giving it. So I would love for you to read the article. And if you are a person who wants to make a lot of money, if that's your goal, then you would want to partner, and let's give this to more people, because it's about each person discovering who they are and living a really great life. There could be no more noble goal than that one. And I know that this work will do that. Thanks for listening, and I'll leave the links in the description as well. Have a great day.